Welcome everyone, of course, to today's Gold and Silver Club Commodity Markets Outlook for the 7th to the 11th of December 2015. So today we've got lots to cover. We had Friday's non-farm payroll. We also had the decision from OPEC. We'll cover that in a lot of detail as we move over to the technicals. First of all, the main topics we'll be covering during today's session. We'll be analysing the latest developments in the commodity markets. We'll be discussing our outlook for the week ahead. The live session will be covering an overview of the commodities markets. We'll review the top trades of the week, live market commentary, trading ideas for the week ahead, and of course we'll be answering any questions you might have during the session as well. So before we get started, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. We are an international commodities trading research and advisory group. We specialize in the precious metals, the energies, and the agricultural markets. We are recognized as the leading go-to authority on commodities, and as internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies, and the agricultural markets, they're routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, including Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, Global Banking Finance Review, and the Wall Street Journal, to name a few. Our team of experts has advised and taught technical analysis, fundamental research, and portfolio management to more than 75,000 private and institutional traders worldwide. So for further information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please do go ahead and visit www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. Right, so just coming off the back of non-farm payroll on Friday, we'll take a look at the gold price at the moment. We did have a big lift on Friday's NFP. We're currently trading at $1,081 per ounce. We had a good breakout on Friday, hitting 3-week highs on gold. We'll look at that very shortly on the technicals. As I'm sure you can imagine, we've taken advantage of these breakout trades. We've been trading them live with all of our traders at the Gold and Silver Club. Here are our top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club's signature trading strategies. So first of all, we had a lovely buy opportunity on a breakout of resistance over last week, a breakout trade on soybeans for 290 points profit. We've also delivered some very quick profits here on both gold, platinum, in fact silver and palladium as well, but gold and platinum were the star trades. We traded these live at the Gold and Silver Club. Was a great result, a 230-point move just over the course of Friday afternoon, which we came in and out of for some great profits. Also, platinum delivered a really good breakout. It was a very clean technical level to break out from on Friday. Essentially, we had all our technical levels ready to go. All we needed was a non-farm payroll to be a catalyst for that. We saw breakouts across the afternoon, and we also delivered over 310 points on our platinum trade, as well as also profiting from silver and palladium. So I hope some of you caught those lucrative trades that we had on Friday. There is another very lucrative trading opportunity which is coming up in mid-December. We've got Wednesday, the 16th of December, is the FOMC statement, which could be a historic statement if we do get a rise in interest rates. So that hasn't been done in the US for over 10 years, and this is quite simply an announcement you do not want to miss. We'll be trading it live with all of our traders. I'll talk to you about how you, if you would like to join us trading that live, you can do, but you definitely want that date for your diary. Wednesday, the 16th of December will be the next really big trading opportunity. So what we'll do now, we'll go over to the technicals and we'll go across. First of all, we'll have a look at gold. We'll look at the precious metals complex, and I also want to update you just on the OPEC announcement from Friday as well, just regarding the output policy from OPEC and what impact that could have on oil in the coming weeks as well. We see some good trade opportunities now coming from that announcement. So first of all, we were looking at this last week, and we'll come back to it. So this is gold on the monthly chart. If you have a look at gold on the monthly, we did come all the way down to that major support zone, sitting around $1,040 to $1,050 per ounce. And you can see very clearly on the monthly chart so far, we've found key support at that level. We've had a very good breakout on Friday to the upside, but you can see on the larger time frames, you definitely want to have the major support and resistance zones, as well as the trend channels in place on your chart, so you can see where the major event areas are, where the bulls and the bears are battling it out. And so far on Friday, the bulls won this battle. So we're seeing very clearly a nice bounce right off the lower end of this trend line. There is also a trend line going across the weekly chart, which I'll just add in for you just so you can see that as well. And we've had a really nice bounce. You actually closed the week last week with a bullish engulfing candle. And it's also been a false break of support, which is known as a bear trap here. So the sellers would have got in on a break of support, and then they would have got whipped out of those positions. You would have seen short covering, and essentially we've seen quite a big rally to the upside as gold broke out to 3-week highs on the back of non-farm payroll. Now, as we head into this week, what you want to keep an eye on for gold now, I anticipate that we'll either consolidate now some of these gains, or if we get a break above last week's highs, so you're looking for a break above 1,088 US dollars per ounce. If we break above last week's highs, this is where you'll see the momentum pick up to the upside. It's a very key level. You just want to keep an eye on last week's highs here in order for gold to be able to continue the momentum. If we go out to the daily chart, you can see this is the big breakout that we got just last Friday. We were continuing to stay in this very parallel downward trending channel until Thursday, where we produced a rejection candle at major support, and then all we really needed to do was Friday break through that level, and as typical the news trade goes, this has worked out perfectly. So on a normal average day to day, you just wouldn't get the momentum to bring this out, this breakout to get follow through. You would come up to the upper end of this trend channel, you would find resistance, and the market would continue to sell off. But a catalyst like non-farm payroll gives you the opportunity to trade the breakout. Huge breakout to the upside. Gold is very predictable as well. I get a lot of questions how you can trade the currencies on non-farm payroll, how you can trade equities on non-farm payroll. You really want to and especially the precious metals. They're very predictable on these announcements. We've been trading gold for years, and the results we've got really speaks for themselves. The results that our traders are getting as well. Everybody who traded this with us live on Friday is coming off the back of a very profitable non-farm payroll, not just on gold, but also on palladium and silver too. And we've got some other positions on oil right now, but it's been a beautiful move. So if you did catch this move, well done. What I would anticipate next now is a consolidation around these levels, but if we break out above Friday's highs here, this is where we'll start to see the momentum really pick up to the upside, okay? If we break above last week's highs, then I would anticipate a further breakout to the upside, and that is where, if you have long positions on at the moment, this is a point where you want to start moving up your stop loss and start to trail the position if we see a further breakout, because there is quite a lot of clean air above here. If we continue to see a breakout above last week's highs here, there's really not too much from stopping gold moving about another 200 points or so until it comes into major resistance again around the 1100 zone. So that's a psychological resistance zone, but also a previous key support zone. So you've got around about 200 points of clean air, which we could continue to break out to over the course of this week. So that is definitely a level to look out for on gold. So gold, the overall price structure is looking potentially very good for more upside if we break above last week's highs here. Now we move it over to silver. A very similar situation on silver here as well. A very important point on silver, which is why you want to wait for that confirmation close, is that silver continued to bounce around the 1396 zone. It didn't close below that level. So we were looking at that key swing low. If we broke and closed below that level, it was time to start selling silver. It really would have broken major support, taken out a lot of stop losses, and we would have seen the momentum really pick up to the downside. But that level got defended a lot. You can see all these long tails on the chart here around 1396. Where we've had key rejection at that levels, and finally again on Thursday we had a nice rejection candle around that zone, quite a solid green rejection candle, and Friday was the catalyst, non-farm payroll. Not only did we break above this whole line of resistance, we also broke and closed above it. We got triggered into long positions ourselves, and all we're looking for now, you can see we're definitely starting to base at this zone. We've had a good close here. All of our indicators are also showing us that in the short term, we are expecting more upside here, and silver's already actually broken above last week's highs here and already above Friday's high. I'm looking for some good follow through this week on silver too, so I'm anticipating the next leg higher here. And again, silver's it's come into a major area of support here, so if it comes back down, it will probably just find support at 1440 zone and then be able to lift off from here. So it does look good right now. It's holding on to the gains from non-farm payroll. And also note, non-farm payroll numbers, they came in better than expected. And even though we had stronger than expected NFP numbers, we still had a breakout on the metals, which a lot of traders are paying attention to. Also, the action from the ECB on Thursday did help to devalue the US dollar on Thursday and also provide strength, and that's really on the metals. That's provided strength, and it's really followed through on Friday. So at this point, we are short term. We're definitely on the bullish side of the metals over this week, but anything can happen on the FOMC statement in mid-December. But at the moment, the overall sentiment on the metals is bullish, and we'll continue to monitor those very closely this week. If we move over to platinum, platinum also had a lovely breakout trade. You can see the move. Now, we did identify on the weekly chart where we come all the way down to the lower end of that weekly chart. Again, look how well we are just ricocheting off these trend channels. So really, if you don't have these on your charts, you need to add the trend channels on, particularly the parallel channels. So you can see that platinum, it came right down to the lower end of the trend channel last week, and by the end of the week, particularly on Friday's non-farm payroll, we had a lovely breakout from this trend channel here. We were sitting right at resistance, had a bullish engulfing candle, and all we did was just get a nice breakout trade from the upper end of this resistance channel, and it's followed through beautifully. Getting a little bit of resistance today. You can see a little bit of a pullback. No surprises after such a big breakout, purely because we're going to see some profit taking after we've had such a good move from the non-farm payroll. So you'll see a bit of profit taking today. Then I'd like to see whether platinum will continue the momentum over the course of this week. It might not happen today because the markets will start to consolidate a little bit after the big gains. We'll see how much movement we get during the US session, but if we get a break above $881 an ounce on platinum, we could really start to pick up momentum to the upside. Okay, that's definitely a level you want to look at and keep an eye out for. How far could platinum go? Potentially platinum could rally back towards the upper end, or at least midway between this trend channel up until we get the FOMC statement. So there is some scope to rally further here. So I like the look of platinum. The overall structure across multiple timeframes is also looking good over the course of this week at the moment. There is a very specific way that you want to be playing this move over the next couple of weeks. There is a very specific way that the precious metals, they act prior to the FOMC statements, particularly if there's been some good gains beforehand. What we'll do, we'll discuss that more on next week's session, because then we're going to be coming up into the FOMC statement actually on Wednesday. So we'll go over that in a little bit more detail. But there are some classic moves which gold, silver, platinum, and also palladium, they tend to have very clear historical chart movements before FOMC statements, particularly if there's been a rally beforehand. So that's one we'll definitely go into more detail next week. But for the short term this week, we're expecting a little bit more upside here. Okay, so that is everything we want to cover on the metals. Now, I bring your attention over to WTI crude oil, and for this, I will just bring you over also to my Reuters platform here, just to give you the update regarding OPEC. So the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, they kept its crude oil supply policy unchanged on Friday and agreed a production ceiling at 31.5 million barrels per day. Okay, so this, we saw on that, we saw a breakdown in prices on both Brent and also on WTI crude oil. We actually saw WTI crude oil break down to under $40 per barrel. So we had a lovely trading opportunity off the back of this news. Now, we were waiting for all the live updates as they were coming through real time on Friday. As soon as we got that announcement, it really was the green light for us to start going short on oil. We also had this lovely breakdown in price on Wednesday, which then followed through. So we had a break and a close just below key support here. So you remember last week we were looking at 41.22. Well, we did break and close below that level. We retraced on Thursday. On Friday, prior to the OPEC announcement, we were starting to retrace. But then once they delivered that announcement, again, the announcement there was the policy was left unchanged. They agreed a production ceiling at 31.5 million barrels per day. That opened the doors here for more downside with oil, and we saw a breakdown in price. It gave back all of its gains. Really nice bearish close. We've got in short off this, multiple entries actually on a sell short here on both day trades and swing trades, and you can see we've broken down again today. We're now coming back down to major lows. We haven't retested these lows since August, and there is potentially quite a lot more downside which we could follow through for here. Certainly the fundamentals and the technicals are both marrying up at the moment for more downside. So we're continuing to watch this very carefully. On multiple time frames, look at the weekly. We've broken below all the previous week's lows here, so it's only just the start of the week at the moment. If you go over to the monthly chart, you can see as well, it's not looking good for oil. It's coming back to really come and retest those major lows. So you're getting really close to the lows of 2015, around 37, which we're only about $2 away from that. And then subsequently, we're going to be, if we take out that swing low, we are potentially heading for the major swing lows going back to 2008 and 2009 here as well. Now, I can see some other technical channels which we could just add to the chart here. If you just wanted to add some parallel channels on, you could see where there is scope here. You can see these parallel channels just on the monthly chart where there is scope. Certainly, if we break below this key support, you get a dead cat bounce. If you break through 37.50, and we could be due more downside. In terms of the seasonality point of view for oil as well, historically, oil doesn't bottom out over the month of December. If you go back previous years, normally it is quite weak right until the end of December. It doesn't really start to base and form a bottom until the beginning of the year, which is typically over January and February. That is where you can expect a potential bounce in the bottom of the market, or certainly a relief rally I would expect over January and February. But I do see the potential for more downside at the moment. The only wild card here could be currently there is a record number of sell short positions in the market. If you look at the CFTC reports, which show currently the net shorts in the market are at record highs. And why is that important? The reason it's important is we see a major player in the market, a hedge fund or an investment bank, if they close out of one of their sell short positions, if it's a big position and they take profit on a position, what it could do is cause a big rally. It could cause just immediate spike, and then you could get some short covering and you could see a big spike. That's the only wild card to look out for at the moment. Otherwise, everything looks really bearish, but that is just the main factor to keep in mind. If we were to see some sudden capitulation or move to the upside, would probably just be down to some big players in the market taking some profits just prior to Christmas. But we might still have another week or two before that actually occurs. It could be just around the FOMC statement as well, as you see some traders wanting to close positions just prior to that major announcement. But at the moment, in the short term, certainly today and over the next couple of days this week, it's looking good for more downside technically and fundamentally. If we move over and we have a look at Brent crude oil, very similar situation. Brent, this is looking good actually. Firstly, we've entered light sweet crude oil, but Brent you can see is next to go here. Now Brent is actually, the overall technicals are slightly better here in a way, because if we break through the 42 zone, you're actually going to take out the swing low here from August, and that will be a confirmed dead cat bounce, where this rally has just been short-lived. We've never really managed to get back towards some of the recent highs going back to July, earlier on this year, June and July, and we'll just have a breakdown through this swing low and we'll start to build up momentum to the downside. So it's definitely one to watch here as well. If we get a break below this key zone of $42 per barrel, we could really start to pick up momentum. We're not far from that at the moment. You've had some confirmed closes. You've got fundamentals which marry up to the technicals. On the weekly, it looks good for a sell, and there you go. On the monthly, you can see we're about to take out. So if you think about where, if there's traders who are long in the market, which there's probably not that many, but the traders who are long in the market at the moment, this is where they're going to have their stop losses just below this key swing low, just below $42 per barrel. So that will be a key swing low point, and stop losses will be below that level. So as we come towards that level, and if we get a close below it, this is where we could see a breakdown in price. It could be a level that traders are also targeting for some take profit zones as well, so we might just get a little bit of defense around that zone initially, but if we break and close below it, the doors are opening for more downside. You can see this is a very, even if you just trade support and resistance, clearly this is a major support zone, and if we break through it, we've got the potential to break down quite significantly. Again, just draw on your parallel trend channels on Brent crude oil. You can see where the overall price is heading here, and we've got potential to rotate quite a lot lower. It's about a $4 to $5 move. So definitely, again, that could be a nice Christmas bonus for a sell short. So you want to have that 100% on your radar. So what we'll do now, we'll just move it over and we'll have a look at the grains here as well. First of all, we'll start off with corn, because corn did break out quite nicely on Friday. So corn, of course, all the grains here, they're priced in US dollars. So if you get a big sell-off on the US dollar, as we did on Thursday, this did provide support to the grains such as soybeans, corn, and we traded most of that move just via soybean breakout. You can see at the moment that corn got a nice breakout on Wednesday, broke above key resistance that we're looking at, 373. It broke out again on Friday. Nice little close there. We've had a little bit of a break higher from Friday's highs here. It's a little bit overextended in that overall major, it's coming up to major resistance right now. So we're just letting this play out at the moment for corn, seeing if we get a bit of a pullback. And if we get a pullback to 373, potentially previous resistance will provide support, and that could give us a trading opportunity. So we are keeping an eye on that for the corn market. for some potential pullback entries. Wheat did break out quite nicely as well over, particularly on Thursday, on a weak US dollar. Now, we discussed this last week as well. We came down to a major support zone. We actually shorted this from 485. We got into a nice short. We took our profit at the lower end of this support zone. That worked out really nicely because we took our profit off the table actually just before we saw this rally to the upside. We've now rallied back, and we're back at where the price was sitting about a week and a half ago at 485. So it's back at this indecision zone. I would like to see whether you can see on the weekly chart whether this major line of support does provide a rally. And I would see more of a rally to the upside if we do see a weaker US dollar. It really depends partly on the US dollar as well. But you can see very clean. Again, if you utilize support and resistance, wheat's a beautiful chart for that. You can just draw on your resistance levels, very clearly resistance zones, very clear support zones. All we're doing on wheat is ricocheting between support and resistance, buying around 465, selling around 530. You can see how that's working out very nicely. So we are looking for an opportunity to buy based on the higher time frames here on wheat. I want to see if we get a bit of a further pullback this week, give us a better trade opportunity to get into this market. But overall, I would see this potentially rallying back up to resistance in the coming week. Wouldn't surprise me at all if this time next week, when we do the review of the market, we'll be looking at a higher price than we are at the moment, and we'll start to make a move towards the upper end of this resistance zone. So definitely keep an eye on wheat as well on the higher time frames there. We'll also move it over to soybeans. Soybeans has had a nice breakout over the last week. Soybeans, you can see this overall, this U-shaped reversal pattern where we started to bottom out. This was really the catalyst, this bear trap that you've got where you broke through support. Again, we didn't close below it, so that's why those closes are very important, because we broke through support, we didn't close below it, it then capitulated. We had a very strong rally, and then we followed through from that rally, and ultimately that has been the turning point at this major support zone. We've seen a really good rally on soy, which we took advantage of just from the breakout of the 877 resistance zone, and that's just worked out really nicely indeed. So there's been a nice little trade there. So ultimately, again, just going back to really the key trade opportunities that I see which are starting to pan out over this week. You do not want to miss the oil opportunity right now. So OPEC has confirmed that they will not essentially be making any changes to the current output, and that is viewed as bearish for oil right now. And you can see, I mean, it's just all over Reuters at the moment that oil falls towards 2015 lows, and OPEC in action, strong US dollar, and we can see ultimately that OPEC has really not supported the market here. We could see more selling pressure. It's definitely one you want to keep an eye on. Also gold, I would keep an eye. I think a lot of the move has already happened on Friday with respect to the metals, so today might not be such an action-packed day on the metals, and unless you got entries last week on Thursday and Friday, you're a little bit late into the trade. But oil is only just starting to get moving now. Do keep an eye on oil. That will be the major market that you want to keep an eye on over the course of today. Okay, fantastic. Now, if you would like more daily commodities analysis and live trading ideas ready to implement, there is an opportunity for you to join the Private Traders Club. Members of the Private Traders Club, they do get access to Master the Markets training course, live trade setup, forum, live technical analysis videos. You get the inside track, the week ahead trading plan, VIP email support. So what I'll do, I'll move over and just show you at www.theprivatetradersclub.com exactly what this does entail. So if you just go over to www.theprivatetradersclub.com, you will have the following page, and I will just talk you through exactly what you get at the Private Traders Club. Okay, so first of all, as a member of the Private Traders Club, you get access to the Gold and Silver Club's signature Master the Markets trading course that is designed to give you a very thorough understanding of the commodities markets, along with proven fundamental technical trading strategies. Now, these are the exact powerful trading methods that professional traders, investment banks, hedge funds use around the world in their daily trading activities. Okay, so you probably see we've got access to the Reuters terminals. We are looking constantly at what the big players in the market are doing. We're looking at the major reports. We're looking at where the institutional money is. We're looking at where the big moves are coming in the market, and it really helps us to get a very clear edge in the market. It's one of the most comprehensive commodity trading programs available anywhere in the world that will teach you everything you need to know to become a consistent and profitable trader. What's really important is that you get results. You know, we've been trading the non-farm payroll just live with our traders on Friday. Everybody had a profitable day on that. We traded the breakouts that we've had there on gold, on silver, on palladium, on platinum. It's been some beautiful moves, very fast profits off that announcement. And essentially, at whatever level traders are, they can join us for our live trading. We'll be doing exactly the same on the FOMC. That will be a very big opportunity. Wednesday, the 16th of December, could be an opportunity for a big Christmas bonus here if we get that all-important interest rate decision. So that's definitely one you do not want to miss. At the Gold and Silver Club, we do provide live trade setups with our private members. Get access to our highly profitable trade setups across commodity markets, precious metals, energies, agriculture markets. So each setup is shared on our forum. It's also shared, which is really important, real time via email. So our traders get an email alert that we've got a new trade set up and then we've just been triggered into a trade. So you can imagine on Fridays, non-farm payroll, all of our traders were getting lots of alerts off that non-farm payroll, and so we got some really great results off that. Allows you to act on the information fast, and absolutely it's for all ranges, from absolute beginner to advanced traders. You can take this. The online course can be done in your own time. It's all step by step, all chronological. You don't have to go at any specific pace. Everything can be done in your own time, and it's actually perfect over the Christmas holidays to go through a course like this so you can study it and really get ready for some of the amazing opportunities as we head into 2016, having that time to actually sit down, go through all the theory, practice everything in the Commodities Trading Master Markets course, and then be ready to really kickstart your 2016 and take your trading to the next level. Would be amazing. Every weekend, you also get access to our Gold and Silver Club week ahead trading plan. So that's a comprehensive trading plan, outlines major economic events in the coming week, and also any profitable trade setups, chart analysis, commentary, fundamentals for the week ahead, just giving all our traders really a roadmap for the week so they know exactly what to anticipate and they know when all the major news announcements are that week. They've got a roadmap for the week ahead. Saves them a lot of time and really helps to guide them, particularly the beginner traders, the newer traders. You can just watch that at 30 minutes over the weekend and you're fully prepared for the week ahead. Also, of course, you get access to our live technical analysis videos throughout the week, our live trading rooms. So those live videos really help you to understand and implement the Gold and Silver Club live trade setup. So our traders really love to watch that, to go over the videos and watch the reasons behind our trades, look at the deeper level of technical analysis, look at the fundamentals, and see the exact entry, exit, take profits that we're looking at on each of the trades. And of course, at the Gold and Silver Club, it's really important that you are supported. You're not left alone. So a lot of traders, they do find they don't want to be alone with their trading. They want to be part of a supportive community of traders, of successful traders, which is important, and also have access to a mentor, whether you need assistance with technical setups, a trading course, any market-related queries. Just to have somebody there who knows the way you trade, who knows the markets that you trade, is just really unbelievable. To have that access, a lot of our traders absolutely love. So our team is there to provide support every step of the way. So if you are ready to take your trading to the next level, if you want to get yourself a Christmas present of the Private Traders Club, all you need to do is just go to this button here. You just need to make sure you click on the button at www.theprivatetradersclub.com. Go down to the bottom, ready to get started, enroll here. Once you have clicked on that button, do make sure you have the application form, the course form. Make sure you fill out every single field. So it's important that every single field is filled out, and make sure you also just go to apply now. Okay, so that will make sure that we definitely get your application. Okay, so if you are ready to take your trading to the next level with the Private Traders Club, again, just go to www.theprivatetradersclub.com. Membership is by application only. Once you've completed the enrollment form, we'll get in touch with you ASAP, and I really look forward to working with those of you who will be joining us at the Private Traders Club.